Anthony from Uber. I'm the business development lead of Uber APAC. I'm also responsible for the Uber-Tencent partnership. Uber started this journey to work with Weixin platform since last year. So last year I'm also one of the audience in this classroom, and next year we probably will be on the stage to share as well. So just pay attention on that. I think our goal is very simple. We want to help Chinese traveler when they're traveling abroad. And we do believe that Uber, as a global ride-hailing service provider, we will be able to give them a great experience. So that's why we started to do this. I think to begin with, I think most of you probably are familiar with Uber, but let me just do a quick introduction of ourselves. So we're a global tech platform with 3 different businesses. First, mobility, which is essentially our ride-hailing business. We also have delivery. We started off as food delivery platform, and now we're also doing grocery, retail, and all that. Finally, is our freight business, which is our B2B business to help merchants to ship their goods from A to B. So right now, we are operating in 70 different markets across our mobility and delivery business, mainly in America, EMEA, and also part of Asia. We are deeply trusted by many people in the world, and in all of our top markets, we are actually market leaders. So I mean, this is a good testament of how the trust that consumers are giving on Uber. So why do we do this? I think the important I think there's probably a lot of people who are asking why Uber needs a mini programs. I think the question is simple. We want to engage Chinese tourists in the most effective way, and we think Weixin is the best platform for us to begin this journey. Specifically, there's 3 main reasons. First, the ability for us to reach the entire markets. There's 1.4 billion Weixin users, and which is essentially the entire base that we want to tap into. Weixin is also the most important platform for every Chinese person. It's an instant messengers, it's social media, it's also a digital wallet. So this is essentially they engage with it so many times daily, and we think this is a good platform for us to leverage. Second, the platform capability. I think just given that Weixin is such a important platform for Chinese tourists, we want to create an experience that's familiar to them. So that's why the one-click login, the Weixin Pay integration that Weixin platform offer, I think this is very important to us. Finally, it's also the standard. Weixin is the first platform. Many millions of merchants already have a mini program, and this is also something that we think should be the first platform for us to start leveraging. And finally, it's the commitment from the Weixin team. We hear from the Weixin team sharing about the new features that they're introducing to help overseas merchants to grow, and we are really confident that they will continue to do that, and that's why we're also starting to work with them. Our goal is very simple. We want to bring the world-class Uber experience tailored for Chinese audience. Unfortunately, we don't operate in Guangzhou, so you can't try it immediately, but essentially there's 4 things that we want our mini program to achieve. First, access. We don't want Chinese tourists, when they go abroad, we don't want them to download an app. We just want them to take out their phone, search Uber, and start using Uber. Second, availability. We want to make sure that the most important features in the Uber app is actually available in the Weixin mini program. For example, our safety features, the seamless experience of getting a ride. I think all of these is our goal is to make it available into the mini program. Third, frictionless payment. We know China is leading in terms of digital payment. Most Chinese tourists probably won't carry a lot of cash, or even they're so used to using Weixin Pay. So we want to make sure that they can continue to use that. We don't want them to, when they're bored, they need to take out their credit card, put it into the app, and do all that. We just want them to just get going, and then they can start using it immediately. Finally, localization, which is probably the most important thing. Our mini program is localized to Chinese language. We have dedicated Chinese support, and so that when Chinese travelers are traveling outside of China internationally, they can travel at ease without worrying so many things. This is supposedly a tech slide, and I'm not a tech person, so I won't be able to do justice here. But then essentially, when we're building our mini program, I think there's 3 things that we really care about. Number 1 is a global first architectures. We want our mini program to be leveraging the same backend as our Uber systems, meaning that whenever a Chinese tourist, they use the Uber mini programs, whatever they're seeing is actually the same as what they're seeing in the Uber app, which is important because then essentially they're traveling like the locals. Second, we know peace of mind is also very important. So that's when you're traveling. So we make extra steps to make sure that when people are using the Weixin mini programs, things like locations are accurate, so that they don't need to worry about how come my car is actually not here. Like when the app actually say, oh, it's actually here already. Finally, we're continuing optimizing our mini program experience every day because we know Chinese consumer cares about their digital experience, and we also believe that we need to make sure that we meet that standard. Aside from the tech side, I think building up the mini program is actually only the first steps. And we're also fully aware of the importance of go-to-market because no matter how good your mini program, if they don't know your mini program exists, they won't be able to use it. Our strategy is very simple. We want to be at every step of the Chinese travel journeys, from research, booking, landing at the airport, and in destinations. And here are all the exposures that we have deployed. Specifically, I think this is probably the most interesting example, the brand ambassador and tourist spot. And you can see that this is from Australia. And essentially, these are the brand ambassadors that we have in, I think, Melbourne Airport. They're wearing a t-shirt with the Weixin mini program QR code. And one story that my Australia team actually shared with me is that there's one time that a tourist actually got out of the terminal. They're trying to look for a taxi, but once they see our brand ambassador wearing that t-shirt, they pull out their phone, scan the QR code, call an Uber, and took an Uber and to go get to the hotel. So this is actually a very interesting example and probably something that you guys can also reference. We'll continue to invest in this area to make sure that Chinese travelers know that they can rely on the Uber mini program wherever they go, whatever their adventure is. So in terms of result, I think many of you probably would be very interested in this. There's 3 things. I think number 1, we're live in 1,000 cities already, which is covering 20 Uber operating markets that Chinese travelers frequent. 90% of the users using our Weixin mini programs are actually new to Uber. I think this is a very impressive, this is a very important result for us because essentially this indicate that the Weixin mini program is actually helping Uber to acquire new users that don't traditionally use Uber, which I think is very important. Finally, just looking at the growth trajectory, in the Golden Week last year, the October Golden Week last year, our mini program grew by 30 times, just after 2 months of launch. And I think this is also a good demonstration of the potential that the Weixin mini program platform offers to merchants like Uber. Most importantly, for us, being a consumer technology business, we're also getting very positive consumer feedback on social media, which means that we are really helping Chinese tourists whenever they're traveling. I think if you look at the comment on the left-hand side, a lot of the netizens are actually asking where will Uber be launching the mini program, which indicate that I think if we actually launch in those markets, they will be able to leverage it. To close, here's the 3 biggest learning for us for the past 1 year. there's three main things. I think first is localizations. Chinese consumers are digital savvy. They're also very used to the Chinese internet way. And so just because you're good in your own market, and Uber is quite good, in my opinion, it doesn't give us the right to win immediately. We need to adapt. Invest in the top of funnel. No matter how great is your mini program, people need to know that before they can start using it. So I think this is something that you should start on day one. Finally, fair fast. It's not easy to make things perfect, so don't try. Get your product out in the market, understand how consumers are using it, then adapt. I think that's it on my sharing. I hope this is useful to everyone. Thank you very much, and looking forward to hearing other sharing. Thanks.